Hey, welcome back. We're in our textbook, InDesign, Adobe InDesign Revealed Creative Cloud by Chris Botello. We're in chapter 11. We're working on printing and packaging our document. And we're starting out on a demo that's on page 11-14 that will focus on using the Ink Manager. So we're going to open the Swatches panel, which my Swatches panel is already open, but I'll pull it over here so we can see it a little bit better. Then you want to note that the 3 Pantone spotting swatches are in there. And so I'm going to pull this down a little bit and you'll see those here, the 3 Pantone swatches. We're going to click the Swatches panel Options button. And then we're going to select Ink Manager. And we're going to scroll in the Ink Manager dialog box and note the inks listed. So we have Process Cyan, Magenta, Yellow, Black, and then also the Pantone colors. The list of inks in the Ink Manager window is different from the list on the Swatches panel. The Ink Manager lists the 4 process inks, which would be Cyan, Magenta, Yellow, and Black, and the 3 swatches specified as spot inks. Any other process swatches are not listed because they're composed of the 4 process inks. We're going to click Pantone 427C, and then we're going to click the spot ink icon to the left of the Pantone 427C to convert it from a spot ink to a process ink. And you'll see that when I click on it, this indicates a spot ink and these indicate a 4 color or process ink. Once I click it, that changes it. You've converted Pantone 427 from a spot to a process. Now we're going to click Pantone 159C. We're going to click the spot ink icon. And then the document will now output 4 process inks and 1 spot ink. And then we're going to click OK. And by the way, that's much more cost-effective for your client to have only 1 spot ink to purchase. So we're going to click OK. And then we're going to go on to page 1115. You want to note the links on the inks on the swatches panel. Changes you make using the Ink Manager affect only the output. They do not reflect how colors are defined in the document, which is what the Swatches panel does. Though Pantone 427 and 159 will be output as process inks, the Swatches panel continues to show a spot ink icon beside them because that's how they were specified when created. Now we're going to go to File on the menu bar. We're going to click Print, and then we're going to click the output on the left. As shown in figure 25, or mine on the screen, the Inks section of the Print dialog box specifies that the document will separate into 5 inks. It will be Cyan, Magenta, Yellow, and Black, and the 1 spot ink that we selected. We're going to click Cancel. And now we're going to use the Separations Preview panel. We're going to go to Window on the menu bar. We're going to point to Output. Excuse me. We're going to click Separations Preview. And then on the View List arrow on the Separations Preview panel, we're going to click Separations. As shown in figure 26, or mine on the screen, the 4 process inks plus the Pantone ink, or yes, 22925, which has been specified as a spot ink in the Ink Manager dialog box, all show. Now we're going to move the Separations Preview panel over a bit so we can see the entire document. We're going to click Pantone 2925C on the Separations Preview panel, The areas of the document that have this Pantone 2925 applied appear as black. Other areas are invisible. Now we're going to position the pointer over the black border in the document. 100% appears beside the ink listed on the panel, indicating that this area is to be printed with 100% Pantone 2925C. All right, now we're going to click Cyan on the separations panel. And you'll see as shown in figure 27 or mine on the screen, the areas of the document that have cyan applied appear as black. Now note the slug message is showing because it's filled with registration, and that shows up on every separation or on every separation panel. Now we're going to move the pointer over the document and note the percentages of cyan and the other inks. Come over here, you'll see cyan is 13%, and see how that changes. This is 65%. Again, moving your cursor or pointer over the image that's going to be printed shows what percentage of what ink is being used. Now we're going to click magenta. And again, just run your cursor around this, and then yellow, and then black to preview those inks as well. We're going to click the empty gray square beside Pantone 2925 to make the ink visible in the preview. Now we're going to click the View List arrow on the Separations Preview panel, and we're going to click Off. You'll see that all the colors now become visible, and then we're going to close the Separations Preview panel. Now we're going to work on pre-flighting and packaging a document. First step in this process is and we're on page 11-20, we're going to click the pre-flight menu arrow on the status bar. We're going to see if we can find that. And you'll find that down at the bottom of your document, and you'll see that with this down-facing arrow, we can click the preview panel, or pre-flight panel, I'm sorry. And this is the panel dialog box that becomes available. And you can also find that if you go to the window menu as well. All right, so now we are going to close the pre-flight panel, and we're going to go to File on the menu bar, and we're going to click Save. And now we're going to package this file, and you know that before you can package a document, it has to be saved. So we're now going to go to File on the menu bar. We're going to click Package. And you'll see the dialog box comes up. That's the package dialog box. We're going to click Fonts in the box on the left. And this will tell us what fonts are used in this document. Then we're going to note the two fonts listed, and then we are going to click the Show Problems Only checkbox if it's not already selected. And there's no problems because there's nothing showing. Now we're going to click Links and Images on the left. And you'll note the two imported graphics listed. And then note the information below the window for each selected graphic, and it will give you information as to what it is, when it was last updated, where it's located, and so on and so forth. Now we're going to click the Show Problems Only checkbox. And you'll see that there's no problems with either of those links or images. Now we're going to click the Color and Inks category on the left. And because the 3 swatches are specified as spot inks on the swatches panel, all 3 are listed here as spot inks, which they are. However, 2 of them have been converted to process inks using the Ink Manager dialog box, which overrides the information in this window, so we're fine. Then we're going to go to Report, and we're going to click Save. Then we're going to click Package. We're going to type instructions in the file name text box that's already typed in there, and then we're going to click Continue to open the Package Publication dialog box. A folder is automatically supplied for you. And the 3 checked items in the lower left corner are the tasks that will be formed during the packaging. You want to make sure that the copy fonts, copy linked graphics, and update graphic links package are all checked. Then we're going to click Package. I don't want it to go into Theater Design, so I want it to go into Chapter 11. And then we're going to click OK if this font restrictions comes up. All right, now you want to go out to where you filed that package. And here's mine. And you want to open that package so we can see what's in there. And it should be the file folder, document fonts, links, the instructions, that's special instructions if we were to send any to the printer. And then you'll see a document that's saved in a file format that's read by earlier InDesign versions if you need that. There's a current InDesign document, and then there's one here, a PDF to print. Or is that the one that we did earlier? Anyway, that's what's in your folder. And how nice is that? If you click on these down-facing arrows, you'll see that it copied all of our fonts that were used in that document. And you can also click on the links, and you'll see that all of the links, that all of the images that were used in that document were also copied and pulled into this folder. So this folder, you can now pull it and copy it out for your commercial printer. You can put it on, on a thumb drive. You can put it in your C drive or your main drive. You can do any number of things with it, but now it's available all in one tidy little package for you. All right, now we're going to export a document, and I actually think I'm probably running out of time, so this is probably the last demo. This will be the last demo that I'll do for you this evening. You've got a couple of more exercises before getting into your skills review that you can do on your own. Feel free to email me or text me, however, if you need another demo done for another document in here. Be happy to do it. Talk to you later.